Hello and welcome to 2016. We are here and we are live for another Hangout event, the first of 2016, and we've got a lot of exciting things to talk about. And of course, give yourselves a round of applause for being smart enough to be here. However, right now, Roger, we have 0 viewers. So you and I are the only ones here. But nevertheless, we have exciting things to talk about, and we are going to discuss them here in the next few moments. We're going to give a little bit of time for some of you stragglers to come back in and get to your computer or get to your mobile device and get set up. So we do understand it might take a little bit of time for some of you to get there. So during that time, I'm going to use this time to talk to those of you who are, experiencing this broadcast on rebroadcast or after the event has actually taken place. A lot of the information that you're going to hear about tonight results with you having the ability to put in your tickets and your requests for questions and requesting sales materials for the digital program at sales.guideyourguest.com. If you have not already done so, make sure that you visit sales.guideyourguest.com and sign up for an account and make sure that you're registered in the system. And if you have not received your sales materials or your packet of information, make sure that you request that. And from now on, you're also going to enter a ticket at sales.guideyourguest.com every time that you open a digital market. And at the end of this broadcast, what I just said is going to make a lot of sense. So anyways, we have 2 of you out there. It just went down to one viewer live. And of course, if you're joining us on live.guideyourguest.com, right below this broadcast, in that big green button where it says join now, we'll give you an opportunity to come in here and occupy one of these seats along the bottom of the Hangout. We'd love to talk to you. We'd like to find out where you're at, what you're doing. And of course, you have the ability to text your questions in to the number shown at the bottom of that screen as well, 920-267-6025.
That number's not showing up right now.
It's not showing up on this broadcast. You are right about that. And it is showing up on the web page that they're watching from. So in the meantime, while I get that number set up for this right here, Roger, welcome to the new year, 2016. Can you believe
Sweet 16.
what is going to happen in 2016? My mind is like exploding.
Well, we do have some great news to tell everybody about. I just wish there was more people here to tell them about it.
Well, maybe let's hold off just a little bit.
Yeah, let's see what comes on, and let's kind of get a feel. We do have 1 viewer, you said?
2. We're up to 2 now. We got 2 live people. So there's
if you're watching, go ahead and click that join button. Come on in.
That's right. Click that join button. And here we go. Don. Don is in the house. Hi, Don. How are you? Welcome. Happy New Year.
Don, turn your microphone on.
There's a mute button that you have to unmute when you come into the room. That's good for you, though, out there who might be thinking about coming in. When you automatically come into this broadcast, you're automatically on mute. So make sure that when you come in, that you unmute yourself. And Don, you should have a ability to talk.
Dave's in the house.
Dave Mandelson joining us. Welcome. Happy New Year, Dave.
Hey, thank you.
Don, on your screen should be a button that looks like a microphone, an old-timey radio microphone. And when you find that microphone, go ahead and click it, and it will unmute you so that we can hear you.
Actually, he looks as though he's unmuted, but I don't think his microphone is working.
Oh, man.
Don, we can't hear you.
You cannot hear me. All right.
No, we can hear you, Dave.
No, we hear you just fine, Dave. Yep.
It's Don that we can't hear. And since we've never met Don, we'd really like to hear him.
So, Don, up along the top of this screen that you're in right now, there should be a little bar right here. And right under my finger should be a gear button, unless we're switched around. But look for the little gear. And when you click that, it's going to give you some options for your microphone. And switch those options to whatever options that are available and try and see if that changes things. How are you, Dave?
Hey, I am well, thank you.
are you in Sedona, or have you moved on? Were you in Sedona? Where are you?
I am in Tucson, and last week I was in Sedona.
So give us an update from the road.
So Don, right now I'm sharing my screen with you, so you should be able to see my screen on your computer. So you see this this microphone button, a camera button, a bandwidth, and then, so click on that gear button on yours, and default microphone, built-in microphone, figure out which microphone is going to work best for you, and see if we can get your microphone turned on. And it was that clicking it, muting and unmuting. But I'd start with the gear.
And for any of you that are out there watching the broadcast right now, it's the first broadcast of 2016. We invite you in to take a seat along next to Don and Dave. Just click that Join Now button if you're watching from live.guideyourguest.com. Click that Join Now button and come on in and take a seat, and let's have a chat. So while Don figures out his microphone, and hopefully, Don, you get it figured out, because we can see you. Thumbs up for that, but we cannot hear you. And Roger, we lost him as well. So, there we go, Dave. It's you and I. We're holding the show.
Holding the show. So to give you a quick, there's no real news from the road. Sedona last week was me having a personal retreat.
So you connected. Tonight's tech time segment is brought to
Hi,
you
Larry.
How you doing?
Good, good. Can you turn your TV down? We can hear
Sure.
a lot of the Wednesday night prime time.
Can you see me, AJ?
I do. I see you now, Roger.
Okay.
All right. So Dave, go ahead.
No, there really wasn't anything to report. I was on a personal retreat in Sedona last week, and here I am in Tucson.
Good. And Dave, where are you at?
What's
Larry,
that?
I'm sorry, Larry. Where are you at?
I'm in Colorado here.
Wonderful.
I'm in Centennial.
Very good. Very good.
All right. So let's go ahead and start talking about some great news for the new year. Dave, you're going to love this.
Oh, good.
So starting from this point moving forward, now if you just started a market this week and you don't have a whole lot done on it, I think it can apply. I don't think it'll be an issue. But any new markets from now on moving forward, there is no minimum. You sell digital every customer day one.
Cool.
Yeah, so there's no $1,500 nut to crack. We had a long and interesting meeting with Tate. We've really kind of hashed things out and sharpened the pencil and figured out that we've got to get the excitement going, and we've got to give you guys an opportunity to go out and sell right from the start and make some money, and be comfortable doing it. This is a trial for 3 months. January, February, March will be reevaluated April 1. This is what you guys told us you wanted. This is what we took to Tate, and we went to bat for you.
So let's let that sink in just for a moment.
Very nice. Sunk.
The expectation hasn't changed. What has changed is there's no longer any pressure of the expectation. So it's still expected to maintain its value. It's still expected to generate revenue. It's still expected to have its own value on its own. And keep that in mind. But from this point forward, when you go into a market, the first customer you call on through the last customer you call on is going to be included in the digital.
All right, so we're going to pick up that conversation, but we have a lot more to talk about. And if you're watching right now on live.guideyourguest.com, and I see that you are, come on into this conversation. We want to hear from you. We want to meet you. If you have that opportunity, click that green Join Now button and come on in and be a part of this conversation.
AJ, that text number is still not up there.
You're right. Keep going.
So, the commission hasn't changed on it. Any packets, any new people, if you just get your packet, you just get started selling digital, you're still going to see that $1,500 information on there, but at this point it's irrelevant. What's important is that when you enter a market, you've got two different pieces of advertising you're selling. You're selling the print in the directory, you're selling the digital, and their position in the digital app. The separate digital agreement still needs to be filled out. There's a couple of reasons for that. One, to assign a value to the digital. That's important. Two, the links. And guys, listen, my handwriting's not the greatest. We've got to be crystal clear what the link is, where they want that. When somebody clicks website, what's the exact address to that website? We don't want anybody in the home office to have to spend 20 minutes trying to find that business's website when you were in that business and you could have just clearly written it down legibly. So that's important. Their Facebook link. Figure out exactly what their Facebook link is. Write that down. Whatever value is added to the digital portion for that business, it includes two links. Part of whatever they pay for, I don't want to say free because it's not free, they're paying for it. But it includes two links. Whatever that value is placed on that, it does include two links. Once the digital experience for that market goes live, for the next 72 hours, that advertiser can change anything they want to change. After that, there's going to be a fee attached to it. But we're also going to start emailing each advertiser the QR code for them to scan straight off their computer that takes them to the digital app so they can check out the app and check out their place in the app. To promote it, there's going to be a filler page in every directory printed in the rooms. There's going to be business cards, and I say business cards, they're going to be cards the size of a business card supplied to the property with a place to write in, let's see, the wireless password, the wireless name. That's something that the guests will be given upon check-in to help promote the app. Because once again, as we've preached in every hangout, from the very first hangout to this hangout, and every hangout from now on, we'll preach it more. It's very, very important for every one of you reps. You're staying in that property. You're staying in that hotel. Take the time to educate the clerks. Take the time to educate the GM. Get them understanding how important it is. The reason they're getting the free app for their property, the reason they're getting those directories for their property isn't just because you get to stay at the hotel for free. It's because those advertisers are paying to have a presence in that property. And it's important that those properties and the employees of those properties promote the app. If you're going to do a digital experience... I'm going
to stop you there for a second, Roger.
Okay.
I know where you're going next. And for those of you who are just joining, we've got a good amount of viewers out there right now. If you want to take part in this discussion and ask questions, you can do so at the number. Roger, you see it now?
Yep.
It's 920-267-6025. And I'm monitoring anybody that texts that number, so if you have any questions, feel free to do so through that telephone number. Again, 920-267-6025. If you want to join us and you're watching on live.guideyourguest.com, just click that green button, and if you have your Google account, you can log right in and you'll be a part of this broadcast too. So far what we've covered, so all the people that have just joined us can kind of get a quick review. Right now, there is no more minimum to a market, and every market that you choose to sell is going to be digital, provided that you have done one of three things. Number one, you have entered in a request at sales.guideyourguest.com and notified AJ, myself, or Roger of the fact that that market is digital. That's the first thing. You have to notify us. If you don't want to put a ticket in, call this number, leave a voicemail, text this number, say, hey, I'm starting this market. Let us know, so we at least know.
Or email us. Many of you have emailed us. That's another great way.
Right. It's simple. Just let us know.
And just to kind of follow up on that real quickly, the purpose of that is the home office is getting phone calls from customers saying they just bought this digital app. They just bought this ad. If they don't know that that market's going to be digital, they don't know how to handle that call. So they have to be made aware when that customer calls, that customer that just wrote you a check and calls and they've got a question, they've got a concern, or they want to email something, the home office has to be aware of what's going on in your market. All right, go ahead, AJ. You had 2 more points.
We are in beta, which means that the interface and the overall layout and design could be changing. It could change several times between now and when we're actually live in the App Store. Remember, we're in beta. That's for your knowledge. That's not for your advertiser's knowledge. When you share the demo of that app and you're in a digital market, we want you to use the Moab and we want you to use the screenshots. We want you to minimize the confusion between actually seeing what is live versus what is displayed for you in that Moab app. So if you have that demo app and you use the lower right-hand corner, you're going to get 9 screenshots. You can look at those screenshots any way that you want, but use that instead of trying to use the live view and fumble with why you're not, 20 miles or 25 miles within the business that's actually listed in that app for demo. So first thing, local area. First thing, submit a ticket. Let us know you're in the market. Second thing, let us know that you're using that presentation the way that it's intended to be used, and you're not trying to use the system, which is not deployed in that market yet and can create confusion. Number 3, very important. Once that market is started and once it's began, it's important that you understand the offering of that program for a digital market, and that you're not offering or extending or saying things that are not part of the program. The program is simple. They're not room key cards. They're not anything but a simple piece of business card that's written a wireless passcode, and a room number, a space for the logo, and that's it.
Actually, AJ, it's the wireless name, so that they know what to look for, and the password for that wireless name.
Either way, these are business cards. These are pieces of paper that's 1,000 or so, whatever that particular market is getting, that are going into that motel, and that motel is going to hand them out whenever they want.
Right. So if you promise that customer something that isn't a part of this, that's on you. The expense of providing that for that hotel is on you.
And I hear Don.
Can you hear me now?
Welcome, Don.
I finally made it, huh?
All right, Don, turn your volume down just a little bit. Am I still on screen share?
No, you're not. Nope.
Okay.
All right. Those are the 3 things. Welcome, Don. We're glad to have you. I don't think you really have anything else to worry about, because there is no more minimum. So every market that you notify us of is going to be digital. Don, where are you at?
I'm here.
Yeah,
I've been able to hear you all along, so.
We know that.
Okay.
Welcome, and
I don't know what I did. I just kept muting and unmuting.
Don, where are you at?
Oh, I'm in Delta, Colorado.
Okay.
Right over by Grand Junction.
Hey.
All right. So is that what they call the Western Slope?
Yep.
Okay.
I've been over here for about a month now, so.
All right. Well, good. How's it going?
I'm going pretty good. I've got like 4 more contracts to finish up Delta and about 4 more to finish up Montrose, and I'll be done. And I should be able to get that done this week. So
Great. Great. Now, have you done anything with the digital?
I have not yet. I haven't. I could not get logged in before, so I've got to go back and watch these things and learn. So I plan on doing that in the evenings.
Okay. Now, have you got a smartphone?
Have I got what?
A smartphone?
No, I don't.
That's tool number one.
So I just have a
We're
regular
going
old.
to get to that one in just a second. But before we do, I want to mention to all of you out there that are watching, because I see the numbers of viewers, you can participate too. You can click that join now, and that will bring you right into this hangout, so you can occupy one of them along the bottom. If you're not there and you are texting us questions, you can do so to this number at 912-267-6025. And we have a question for Econ. Dig app approved, 1 dig, augmented sign of free total signed agreement. So Tucson, Arizona, is that you, Dave?
That is.
And you've got 3 signs right now?
I've got what?
You have 3 signs right now?
No, 3 total signed agreements. So there's 3 prints and 1 digital.
Awesome. And I want to welcome Isla and Larry back to the group.
Hey, would you guys do me a favor?
Sure.
Would you go over number 3 again? Because you kept cutting out.
Okay, Don,
Yeah.
we're getting some feedback from your audio. And our broadcast, or our verbal, is coming through your speakers. Do you have a pair of headphones?
I do not.
Okay. Can you maybe turn down the volume just about 2 or 3 clicks?
Where do I do volume?
What are you using for a device, Don?
I'm using a Chromebook.
Okay. Somewhere on the top row, you're going to see some speaker icons
All right.
of your keyboard.
Oh, on my keyboard, right? Okay.
You see some speaker icons on your keyboard?
Yeah.
Okay. Hit the one on the left.
The one on the left. All right. I'm getting nothing there.
There should be. How many speaker icons are there?
It looks like I have 2.
Okay. So tap the one on the left a couple of times.
Oh, there we go. Is that better?
Much better.
There
All
we
right.
go.
Tap it one more time.
Okay.
All right. That's better. Okay. All right. So Don, actually, AJ, Larry, it was Larry who asked, go over number 3 again.
So Larry, the most important thing you have in the demo is the local area.
We can't see that, AJ.
It's
You
coming.
bringing it up? Okay. There you go.
And now that it's up, I want to talk about one important point. And Isla, thank you for bringing this to our attention. The Quality and Suites logo comes here, and the very next thing that you're going to see says Download Guest Directory. Can you see it?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is going to download a full PDF of the entire directory. But what is housing it is the app. And I think some people have been confused. When they've come to this address, they've seen this download guest directory and they thought, oh, that's the app. No, this entire program is the app. And under local area, we've taken all the BS about connectivity or GPS or all the things that you might experience in your sales call. And we've condensed them down to a slideshow that literally allows you to go 30 seconds through the point of the app without wasting your time or the client's time and get to all the major points. You have to put your own speech together with it, but that is the way we want you, and that's number 3, the way that we want you using the demo. Larry, did that answer your question? I don't see him now.
Yeah, if he's still listening, hopefully that did answer his question. He may be viewing as well.
Yes.
Okay, great. So I think you covered the fact that you've got to notify us.
I want to cover just a couple of the texts.
Okay.
Hi, Scott. Thank you. If you want to join us, we'd love to have you here. Please re-review all changes to the program. Michael Jackson, hello, welcome. Good to see you, Michael Jackson. We'll recap at the end. It's 8:52 here in Cleve, actually in bed watching. My question is, if we can sell the app without the guest book to a property that doesn't use us for their guidebook? Good question.
That's a great question, and again, that's a question that's going to need to be addressed by Tate or Mike, obviously. Somebody at the home office. I would like to think that they'd be open to it. You know, obviously the goal is to generate revenue. So, but again, that is a question for Tate or Mike at the home office.
Deidre from Cleveland, hello, we see you. If you have questions, I see them, so by all means ask. So let's get back to Dave, who was telling us a little bit about Tucson and what's going on down there. You actually have some signed contracts digital. Everything is rolling for your market?
Well, the signed contract I have in Tucson did not unfold perfectly. There's still a menu section that's being developed by their webmaster, so I didn't have the link. We knew it would be done by the time this project is going. So I did send in a signed agreement with a check with it, information to be provided.
So let's talk a little bit about that. When an order comes into the office and you filled out the paperwork, that is handwritten and turned in. So when Roger said earlier about how to get the right thirst book, this is not a protocol. This is not how you turn orders in, but I would suggest that if it's a digital market, that you do the research and you figure out what exactly that Facebook long string address with the extra numbers is, and you accompany a digital email with your order pack that spells out, here's the link to their YouTube page, here's the link to their Facebook. Because if you can do that, we don't have to reread your writing. And then it's 100% verified because you went, you found out what the link was, you copied it, and you pasted it. That's nothing. It's no time. You can do that. And it should be done with a digital market. Because how do you expect for the person that has to reread what you wrote to 100% understand it without any period of inaccuracy what that link is? And that's important. So it's not mandated, not part of your sales process, but I would suggest if you're selling a digital app in the market, that you accompany when you send in your physical paperwork to the office, you accompany an email that spells out the links that you've sold.
All right, got that.
AJ, you got some viewers?
6.
Folks, come on in. The door's open.
I've got a couple questions about the app now. I understand, AJ, you said that it's in beta. So I guess what I'm hearing you say is it's going to change. But right now, the app in the restaurant section doesn't, it appears to have no subcategories. So it's just a list of restaurants,
Again,
no matter what flavor
there
they
may
are.
be some additional subcategories and breaking down and things that are changing. That's why we're in beta. Obviously, the category, you brought it to our attention when we think about museums. You know, how do you fit something like museums into it? So the subcategory, absolutely. I know from speaking with Tate, we're going to have some changes and some interface design changes, and that's great. Anything we change in the interface happens instantly. So it's not like print media. It's not like we print a page, we stuck it in the book, and now all of a sudden we have to change out 3,000 books. When we make a change in the interface, it changes instantly. So that's not a concern. That's not something that you need to even focus on. As long as you follow that process of training, and right now that local area in the lower right-hand corner shows those screenshots. So you can get through the concept of the app within 30 seconds to 45 seconds. And you're not waiting for something to load, or you're not waiting for a beta to actually load into your hands. Then you can sell and you can move on. And like Roger said today, I think it's a good thing where after that person that said, yes, Dave, I'll take that ad, or yes, I'm on board, here you go. And they're writing out the check. You want to take time to investigate the actual live view or hear what it looks like, that's the time for that. But when you're selling, and you're in front of that decision maker, and that person is going to write you a check at the end of this call or kick you out of their office, I think you have to take that time into consideration. So that local view and those 9 photos that are there explain the story of the app. And that gives you the opportunity to literally say, this is what happens. And in 30 seconds, explain the concept of the app.
The last thing you want to happen is you're in on a call, you're trying to give a presentation and actually demo the app, and you don't have a very good signal, and your phone locks up, your phone stops, it's waiting to load. You don't want that to happen when you're in on that call.
Yeah, Roger,
Here's the reality. If you're someplace, if you've got U.S. Cellular and you're not in the Midwest, U.S. Cellular is probably not very dependable. So you got to take it into consideration, which is why we put a real simple, just swipe, and show exactly what happens when they open that app.
Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do when I'm selling it. This is just me kind of playing with the app, coming up with questions.
Right. And that's good. And as far as the beta goes, we've pretty well nailed this thing, but surely there's going to be a change or two. And, you'll be made aware of those when they come about. They won't be major changes. I think the foundation of the program is in place and going to stay in place. The changes will be minor tweaks to enhance and improve the program.
Right.
But the most important thing, AJ, have we added any more viewers?
2.
Okay. And I know I see Scott. Scott Steele's joined. He's watching.
Hi, Scott. Welcome. And I'll take the moment to explain again. If you're not in here and seated along the bottom, you can do so by clicking the Join Now. Or if you have questions, you can text this number. But we do have Scott joining us. And hello and welcome again. Thank you for being here.
So, for those that weren't present to begin with, here's the big news for tonight. For all new sales jobs where sales haven't already taken place, we will allow the digital app to be sold with no minimum sales requirement. This will be for the months of January, February, and March. Everything will be reevaluated April 1st. So once again, guys, we've been present in these hangouts. You've been present in these hangouts. We've listened to your concerns, your wants, your needs, your thoughts, your ideas. We presented them to Tate. We sat down with Tate. And this is where we're at. For the next 3 months, this is the format. This is what we're going to do moving forward for the next 3 months. Every app, every market that you do, if you choose to add digital to it, it'll be added to it with no minimum. There's no minimum sales requirements. You know, the reason we went to bat for you guys is we believe that's the way it should be done, and we believe that it will increase the sales in that market if it's done this way. So now it's up to you guys to back us up and show that we were right and get out there and sell it from day one with no fear. Dave, you know, you've got 1 digital contract and 2 that aren't. You know, I would go back to those 2 that aren't, explain to them the changes that took place, see how much more money they're willing to pay to be a part of the digital, because they're going to be a part of it anyways.
Well, Roger, I appreciate you saying that. Those 2 contracts were signed today. I mean, I did present it. They're not ready for it.
Okay.
It's just not what they want to do.
Gotcha. All right. Now, as AJ mentioned a while ago, if you're going to do digital in a market, you must go to sales.guideyourguest.com. You must open a ticket. You must let us know that you're going to do digital in that market. And it can be done through the ticket system. It can be done with an email to myself, an email to AJ, a text message to that number that you see on the screen right now. But we need something in writing that addresses that. It lets us know that market will be digital. And then happy selling. Go get it.
And so far, the viewers that are up there, for your information, you can take advantage of that number. And it doesn't even matter if you're watching live or if you're watching a rebroadcast. You can send us a text anytime, 920-267-6025. And we'll actually create a ticket for you. And if you're watching right now and you have questions and you don't want to show up on camera because your hair's not good, then we understand. And you can text us and I'll see that question. But if you want to show up because your hair's good, then go ahead and click that green Join Now button. Log in with your Google information and boom, right here with us.
And real quickly, something else that needs to be addressed. Within 25-mile radius of that property is where the location services is broadcast. So if you sell, let's say you sell a Subway and a guy owns 35 Subways, and you're working Grand Junction, Colorado, and he owns 4 in Colorado Springs and 3 in Denver, those Subways in Colorado Springs and Denver will not show up in his locations. Only the ones within that 25-mile radius. So if a business has multiple locations, only those businesses of those multiple locations that are within that 25-mile range are going to show up. So the point being there is, don't overpromise. You know, don't tell them his business up in Idaho is going to show up in that app. It's not.
So, Larry, welcome.
Larry back?
Well, he was, but he put his microphone on mute. So Larry, are you
I'm
there?
not seeing him. Any more text questions? Any questions via text?
Scott is there, Don is there, and Dave is there. Larry left. Scott, any questions?
Well, yeah, let me ask real quick. With no minimum now, so if we go into these communities, shouldn't we add something to like $100?
Absolutely. No, don't. Here's the thing about the no minimum, Scott. So, we've been doing these hangouts for a couple of months, and initially it had to raise the revenue on that market 30% or $1,500 for a minimum in order for that market to be digital. And what happened, and Dave can attest to this, you get into a market and you're like, man, I don't know if I can add 30% or $1,500. So you know what? I'm not even going to try to sell the digital. We're confident that if the digital is available from day one and everybody's going to be a part of it, over the whole course of you selling that market, you'll be able to raise that minimum 30%.
Got it.
So that's still there. You still have to get value for that digital experience. So here's the thing. We had a conversation with a rep today that $200 ads the last time. And that rep talked about, you know what, if I get another $100 for digital, I'm increasing the revenue off of that ad. This rep was seeing a renewal market that somebody else worked the time before. There were some $200 ads on that market. And that rep was concerned, so now I've got to get another $100 out of each one of those businesses. Well, ultimately, yes, you do. You've got to get some more money out of them for them to be a part of the digital. And you've got to justify it on the paperwork because you've still got to fill out 2 pieces of paperwork. So you've got to justify the expense of that digital. You don't want to just give it away, but you've got to add it into your price. So if it's a renewal customer and they paid $300 last time, well, now their ad's $450. But now you're telling them, listen, you're getting 2 forms of advertising for the price of 1.5.
I got it now.
And again, guys, we've talked about this numerous times in these hangouts. It's all about perception.
Don,
Yeah.
how much time do you have left on your contract?
I have through next Wednesday.
Get yourself a smartphone.
No. He's talking about his motel.
Oh,
Yeah. Don, you either need a smartphone or a tablet or an iPad, mini iPad, but you've got to have something to demo the program.
All right.
And an iPad mini, you can buy a pretty decent one under $300. Get a pay-as-you-go plan. And the reality is, you don't even need to have internet to do it. The way we've set this demo up, you don't have to have internet. You can save those screenshots in your photos.
Okay.
So, that's the reality. Any other questions?
Roger, I was really unclear with what you were sharing with, I think it was Larry, in terms of taking the $200 ad, getting $100, and including the digital. I mean, I'm thinking that I need to write an ad for at least $200 on the print, and I need to have $249 on the digital.
You need to have what on the digital?
$249. That's $200 for the 2 links and $49 for the location services.
Okay, so just to clarify, there is no more minimum on the digital. And they're going to automatically get 2 links. But the point is, don't give the digital away. If it's a $200 ad, get another 100, 150 out of a customer for the digital experience. Here's the reality. To make that $1,500 mark, which is still a goal, it's not mandated, but it's still a goal. You need 15 customers spending $100, or 10 customers spending $150. Think about it. So if that market brought $4,000 last time, you need to bring $5,500 this time. That shouldn't be that hard to do. When you can sell digital for day one, the very first customer you call on, it's a repeat customer. Listen, we haven't gone up on our price. On our print side, we've gone up on our price because we're including a whole nother form of advertising. So now you're getting twice the advertising, but not twice the price.
So what I'm hearing you say is that if I take that $200 print ad and I get 300, I'm going to have to write 2 forms and assign a value to the digital, the 2 links, and write it up as 200 on print and 100 on digital.
Correct.
And we're going to go with it. And okay.
Yep. Yeah, that's the whole point, Dave. Is you no longer have to try to get maximum dollar. See, here's the whole point. If you sell 20 customers in that market, and that raises another $2,000 revenue on the digital side, that app has more value if it's got 20 customers in it than it does if it's got 3 customers in it that pay $250 a piece.
I see.
So keep that in mind going in, right off the bat. Digital's a part of the program.
Okay.
But it's got value, and you must get something for it.
And this will help speed up the base. I mean, once we have several areas, it's going to be add more value to the new markets that we go to as well.
Absolutely. And again, guys, some of you, Scott, you've been to some of these hangouts. Dave's probably been in every single hangout we've ever done. AJ and I have both been in every one of them. You know, the reality is we've listened to you guys, and we've taken your thoughts, your concerns, we've presented them to Tate, and we've agreed upon a solution that we think is going to make it easier for everybody and generate more revenue for everybody. Because ultimately, that's the goal. You know, this technology isn't free, so we can't give it away.
But it's about perception.
The goal is for everybody involved to make some money on this deal. You guys are out there working. You're not working for free. You know, so you might as well make some more money if you can.
So again, if you're watching the rebroadcast or you've been sitting out there wondering, hey, how do I participate in this discussion? You can do so. You've got a few more minutes left. You can click the Join Now button and come in. And you'll be here with us along this. Can I call you Peanut Gallery?
Now, and to drive the point home again, it's very important that you let us know in writing that you're going to do a digital app. You know, we've got to stay on top of this stuff and see what's coming in, and the home office has to be aware that that market's going to be a digital app market.
Which right now, I can say, those of you who have put tickets in, thank you, and that's how you do it. You introduce us to the fact that you're going to work that market as a digital market for the next 3 months. It's yours. But you have to do that, and you can do that one of a few ways. You can text this number, 1-920-267-6025, and say, hey, my market is digital.
who you are. We need to know who you are, what market you're working, and then it's going to be digital. So you don't even have to go to the trouble of going into the system. We'll create the ticket for you. But you got to let us know.
And once that's done, you'll receive your materials if you haven't already, and your market is digital. Now, even if you receive those materials and you're moving from one market to another market, let us know. You can text, you can create a ticket, just email. Say, hey, my market that I'm currently working is digital.
And outside of these hangouts, we're available. Dave can tell you. Mike Jackson was in and out a while ago. Isla Glass and Grass has joined us again. A lot of you guys we spoke to in the middle of the afternoon, early in the morning. We're available to discuss this stuff with you. We're available to help you with your sales presentation, your approach, and any questions about the app. We're pretty familiar with this thing. We developed it.
All right, and for those of you joining us in live.GuideURGuest.com in your address bar, next time we encourage you to join us, and if you haven't, you can go through and rewatch the archives of all the things we've talked about for many years. Anyways, I'm going to open up the floor for the last round of on-air discussions. If you have any other questions or anything you want to address while we're on there, please take the time to do so now. You can text me at this number, or you can come in by hitting join now and address whatever question you might have. That was great on air. Scott, anything else you want to add to the mix? Nothing for Scott. Don, anything?
Nothing from me for now.
Okay. Gabe?
I believe I'm good.